Hey everyone, it's Casey Nicole, and today I'm going to guide you through a full lead power vinyasa class. Now, power can mean a lot of different things, but for this class specifically, it's going to mean that we're going to hold our standing postures a little bit longer. The sequences might be a little bit more shortened, but that does not mean it won't still pack a punch. So the focus is going to be more on twisting. We're going to focus a lot on the rotation through the spine and holding our postures so we can really feel the strength and power that comes from them. I would recommend having 2 blocks and a strap available for practice. And we're going to start off in a seated position, seated on our heels, but you also have the option of taking a block or 2 between the feet and just allowing yourself to sit onto the block instead. And that way you feel your hips propped up a little bit higher, taking a little bit of pressure off of the knees, off of the feet, or off of the hips. Start to ground down, closing the eyes, and feel the spine lift up tall, shoulders stacking right over the hips, relaxing your shoulders heavy down away from the ears, chin floating parallel with the ground. And just begin to soften the muscles of the face and let that same relaxing sensation start to trickle down the rest of the body, melting each muscle. And then feel your spine grow a little bit longer, feeling that energetic lift. And just notice your starting point today, how you feel in this exact moment. Is there tension? Is there discomfort? Is there space? And once you're a little more aware of how you're feeling, we can consciously bring our breath in to help create more space, more internal awareness. Exhale, let your breath empty out. We're going to go into a box breathing. So we're going to separate the breath into 4 parts through the nose the whole time. Slow breath in through the nose for a 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath at the top. 2, 3, 4. Through the nose, exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold at the bottom of the breath. 2, 3, 4. Again, inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Pausing at the bottom. 2, 3, 4. Adding on. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5. Through the nose, exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Holding the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5. Adding on. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last one. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Holding the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Relax your breath. Let it move in and out of your nose. And allow it to fall into a more natural pace. And as the breath establishes its own elongated rhythm, lightly constrict the breath down the back of the throat. Come into your Ujjayi breath, that victorious breath. Few more here. Just let the mind empty out any lingering thoughts, any attachments, any distractions. Just let them go. And with the eyes closed, take the hands together at heart center and just set an intention to guide you through your practice today. Don't think about it too much, just feel it. Feel that intention, move it through your body, and then gently blink open through the eyes. Now, if at any point being in this position does not feel good on your legs, just take a cross-leg seat, and that's perfectly fine. We're going to be here a little while longer to help open up space to prepare for our flow. So with the spine up, nice and tall, take your right hand down to your right side. Left arm reaches forward and up. Take a deep breath in as you draw up through the fingertips and spine. Exhale, walk your right fingertips away as you arc over to the right side, stretching into the side body. Feel your left hip dropping heavy towards the floor as you reach over and try to spin your bottom ribs up slightly. One more breath here. Inhale, come all the way up and set your left fingertips down to your left side. From here, right hand reaches forward and up. Spine lifts up a little bit taller. Exhale, walk your left fingertips away as you arc now over to the left side. Right hip is heavy, reaching the fingertips away to get that full stretch through the side body. Slightly turn the heart towards the ceiling. Let's take another breath. Inhale, slowly come all the way up and let the right hand come down to the side. We're going to focus just a little bit on the neck here. So with the spine up, hands resting at your lap, feel your chin drop down to your chest. And as it drops down, really emphasize the lifting of the back of the neck to create that space and that stretch. And then roll your right ear to your right shoulder. Left fingertips reach out and down towards the ground to create space in the side of the neck. Maybe the right hand rests on top. And as you rest it on top of the head, you can create space between head and fingertips. One more breath. Hands come to the lap, chin rolls down to the chest, and then all the way over to the left side. Left ear to left shoulder. Right fingertips reach out and down. And left hand can reach up and over if that feels good, resting on top of the head and then creating space. Be gentle with your neck here. Hands to your lap, chin rolls down to the chest. Keep the chin down as you interlace your fingers and bring the hands behind the back of the head. Elbows fall in heavy towards the face. Begin to curl your spine, tuck your tail, rounding your back. From here, next breath in. Slowly lift your spine, open up the elbows, open up your chest, feel your sit bones start to tilt back. And then exhale, rounding your back, chin to chest, tail tucks, elbows in. Inhale, open up the elbows, open up the chest, open up the ribs, sit bones drop back. And exhale, round. Take a couple more on your own, just really warming up the spine. And then slowly make your way back into a nice neutral positioning, arms released down to your sides. Take your hands forward. And from here, we're going to tuck the toes. Bring your knees and feet together if they're not already. And as you tuck the toes, walk the hands back and begin to lift the knees off the ground. Keep walking the fingertips in. You can even take your hands to blocks if that's more helpful. One hand to your heart center. Feel your chest lift. And if able, bring both hands to your heart center. Try to get the spine to lift tall, the knees to point forward. Feel your core engage, starting to warm up those stabilizing muscles. Feel into your feet, into your ankles. One more breath. And then slowly lower the fingers back down, lower the knees back down, walk the hands forward or walk the knees back. And feel free if you want to tap the feet on the ground, if that helps, and just release the feet out. Okay, let's start by kicking the left leg out to the left side. And as you do, just start to sink forward and back. Open up into that inner hip. Now you can either keep your left foot grounded as it is, or when you sink back, maybe roll up onto the heel And when you come forward, maybe walk the hands forward, lift the heel up, and let that hip sink down. You can keep it traditional, or you can play with the rotation on the foot. Give yourself a couple more breaths. And then slowly bring yourself back. Hands underneath the shoulders. From here, we're going to keep the leg out to the side. Let's reach the right arm out to the right. Maybe reach it up towards the ceiling slightly. We're going to thread the needle while keeping the leg to the side. So as you thread it underneath the left arm, either drop down onto your forearm, opening here, or weave it all the way through until you drop onto your shoulder. Head scoots forward as you relax the head down. You can stay here, pressing through your left hand to open. You can walk the fingertips overhead. You can reach the arm up and around to your lower back. The option is yours. Give yourself another breath or two. If you adjusted your left hand, bring it back down, palm to the floor, lean in. Inhale, right arm reaches to the right and maybe up towards the ceiling slightly. And then take the hand all the way back down, sweep the left leg back and drop it into tabletop. Feel free to shake out a little bit if you'd like. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Right leg kicks directly out to the right side. And let's start to sink the hips back and then draw the hips forward. Maybe adjust the hands and continue on your own, either keeping right foot planted or using the foot to help go deeper into the motions, rolling up onto the heel when you sink back or rolling up onto the toes as you come forward, sinking the hips. Couple more breaths. Play with the movements and allow yourself to feel more connected to your body as you explore. And then keeping the leg directly out to the side of you, bring your shoulders back over your wrists. Inhale, left arm reaches to the left, maybe slightly up towards the ceiling. And exhale, we're going to thread it through, thread the needle, lower either onto your elbow or all the way down onto the shoulder. If you're on the shoulder, head scoots forward as you relax the head down. Stay here, pressing through the right hand to open. Same options. Maybe right hand walks overhead. Maybe right arm reaches up, or flip the palm back and drop it into the lower back or inner thigh. Another breath or two here, opening up the chest. If the hand is to your lower back or you've adjusted it, bring the right hand back down to the ground. Press firmly as you inhale, come up, left arm reaches left and up. And then exhale, take the hand down, sweep the right leg back, tabletop position. Feel free to shake out in your hips a little bit. And then we're going to make our way into our first downward facing dog of this practice. Lift the hips up and back. Feel free to pedal out the legs a little bit here. Just a couple more breaths. Press the weight back into your legs. Bend the knees as generously as you'd like to press the weight back, taking some of that pressure off of the upper body. Let's take another breath. Your legs never have to straighten. Your heels never have to touch the ground. Inhale up onto your toes. Exhale, look forward and walk your way to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, breath in, draw the heart forward. As the chest draws forward, feel your bandhas engage. Lower belly draws in, feel your pelvic floor lift. Exhale, fold, release down. Inhale with a flat back. Come all the way up to standing, reaching up nice and tall. Join your hands together at heart center. We're going to do a little bit of stretching into the outer hips, and then we'll start to flow a little bit of energy before working into those standing postures. So let's step the right leg over the left leg. Legs are crossed. Option to have blocks in front of you. Arms reach up, take a breath in. And exhale, forward fold, hands to your blocks or all the way down to the ground. Folding over your legs here, draping as much as you can. And you can even walk your hands a little to the right side, fold in deeper as your hips swing a little over to the left side. And just notice how that helps to intensify the outside of that leg, opening it up. Hands walk back around to center. Long spine, inhale. Catch your waist on your exhale with your hands. Flat back, inhale, come all the way up with control. Uncross your legs, shake them out. Okay. Left leg crosses over the right. Square the hips, spine up tall. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hinging forward, hands down to blocks or all the way down to the ground. Same thing here. As you drape over, hands can stay. Maybe hands walk a little over to the left side, folding in. Stay connected in your breath. One more here. Walking yourself back around to center if you rotated. Long spine on your inhale. On your exhale, catch your waist with your hands. Flat back, strong core. Inhale, come all the way up. Uncross the legs, shake out. Okay. From the top of your mat, arms reach up, take a breath in. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Hinge at your hips, melting over. Inhale, lengthen your spine halfway. Let's exhale, step into plank position. We'll pause here. We're going to go through a vinyasa together, nice and slow. So first, let's just hold this plank for about 5 slow breaths. You can also drop the knees at any point, finding a plank from your knees to the crown or from the backs of your heels to the crown. Feeling that power, feeling that strength. One more. Start to rock forward, option to drop the knees. Exhale, lower all the way to the ground with control. Belly and chest down at the same time. Untuck your toes. Inhale, cobra, lift up through your heart. Listen to your body come up as high as it feels good for you. Relax your shoulders down away from the ears. And exhale, downward dog. Make your way back however it suits you here. Couple more breaths here in downward dog. Continue to press the weight back into the legs. If you want to continue to find movement, you can. Otherwise, just settle into a little bit more of that stillness. One more breath in. Breath out, looking forward. Step or hop to the front of the mat. Halfway lift, breath in. Heart draws forward. Exhale, fold, draping down. Drive through the feet. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, reaching up tall. And exhale, forward fold, come right back down. Inhale, lengthen your spine halfway. Heart pulls forward. Go through your vinyasa. Plant the palms, step or hop back, lower into chaturanga, half or all the way down. Inhale, lift your heart, cobra or upward dog. And completing vinyasa by sending the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Connect with your breath here. Head drops heavy. Relax tension from your neck. One more breath in. Breath out, looking forward. Step or hop to the front of the mat. Halfway lift, breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up to standing, reaching up nice and tall. And then join your hands together, heart center from here. Let's step the feet as closely together as you can. We're going to focus on really bringing that power in, starting here with this modified sun salutation B. Bend into the knees. Inhale, chair pose. Now let's hold here. You can always take hands to heart center if that feels better. But notice if the knees go way over the toes. If they do, try to pull the knees back, sink into the heels. Feel your tail reach down. Feel your front hip points lift up. Feel your ribs knit in. Arms extend. Shoulders nice and soft. Gazing beyond the tip of the nose and just feel the heat. Circulate with the breath. 2 more breaths here. 1 more inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breath in. Go through your vinyasa. We'll meet in downward dog, or just go straight to downward dog. Your vinyasa is chaturanga, upward dog, and then downward dog. From downward dog, let's step the feet together. Inhale, right leg up towards the ceiling. Open up the hip, bend the knee. Just spend a breath here. And then inhale, straighten out the leg. Square through your hips and take a big step all the way to the front. Front knee stacks over the ankle. Back foot 45-degree angle. Inhale, come up. Warrior one. In warrior one, bend into the front knee. Tail reaches down. Hip points lift up, ribs in. Finding that good postural alignment. Arms reach up high over your head. Keep sinking into the front leg, squeezing through your inner thighs. Just feel the power of your breath here. 2 more. Now inhale, straighten out the front leg. We're going to come into pyramid pose. Exhale, hinge at your hips, nice flat back. Hands can come down to blocks or to the floor on either side of the foot. Make sure your front leg can stay straight. So if it's bent, come up onto blocks to create more space. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Draw the chest away from the hips. Stay here or exhale, folding in a little deeper. Give yourself a few breaths. Now inhale, lengthen the spine. Your left hand is going to plant below the left shoulder. I would recommend, let's actually all take a block underneath the left hand. Bring it up to the highest setting. Left hand presses into the block to lift the torso, extending it long. Legs are straight. Right hand to the hip. As right hand comes to right hip, pull that hip back. Lengthen the spine forward, and then just gently twist open to the right side. Now, it's not so much about the depth of the twist as it is feeling that outside of the leg start to open. Notice how twists and outer hips go hand in hand. Couple more breaths. Really press down into the left hand. Try not to collapse into that bottom shoulder. We're actively pushing the ground away. On your next exhale, bend your front knee, take your hands down, set the block out of your way, and take your vinyasa. Step back and flow. Nice, modified sun B with different variations here. Feet together. Inhale, left leg up nice and high. Open up the hip, bend the knee. Just a breath here. And inhale, straighten out the leg. Square the hips. Take a big step forward to the front. Knee over the ankle. Back foot 45-degree angle. Square the hips. Inhale. Come up, warrior one. Take a moment to really lay that solid foundation for your alignment. Make sure the back heel is grounded, the hips are nice and neutral, arms are extended, ribs are in, bandhas are engaged, feeling that core stability. And then just feel your ujjayi breath. All that heat and intensity that we build in the practice today, keep it moving with the breath. We're not holding our breath when things become intense. We start to move through it. Few more breaths here. Sink into the depth that feels good. Now on your next inhale, straighten out your front leg, hinging forward. Hands come down either to blocks or down to the ground while keeping the front leg straight. Long spine, breath in. Stay here or exhale, folding over the front leg. Feel your breath, just a few more. Keep the hips squared. Left hip drawing back, right hip drawing forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. You can set one of the blocks out of the way, but let's take a block underneath the right hand, preferably on the highest setting. Right underneath the shoulder, press into the right hand to lift your torso. Legs are nice and straight. Left hand to your left hip. Long spine, breath in. Pull the left hip back, and then exhale, rotate your ribs and chest open to the left side. And just feel, as you energetically draw that left hip back, you feel the entire side of the leg start to light up. Once again, try not to collapse in your bottom shoulder. We're not relaxed here. We're pressing the floor actively away to help open up the ribs and chest. One more breath. Now, slowly bend the front knee, hands come down, set blocks out of the way, and step back to take your vinyasa at your own pace with your own variations. We'll meet in downward dog. Take a couple more breaths here in your downward dog or child's pose if you prefer. Inhale here. And exhale, step or hop, come to the top of the mat, feet together. Halfway lift, breath in. Forward fold, breath out. Bend the knees. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. This time, let's take hands to heart center. Find your alignment as you sink back and down. Now, we're going to take this into a twist. I'm going to face you just so you could see. Inhale, lengthen the spine. I'm going to show you step by step. Exhale, twist to the right side. Start to hinge forward and try to hook your elbow to the outside of the knee. If the elbow does not connect to the knee, take your left hand to the outside of the right knee, right hand to your waist, and twist here. Otherwise, hands in prayer, use the elbow to the knee to help rotate yourself open. Hold here, keep dropping the hips, lifting through the heart, whatever variation you're in. One more breath. Keep your hands at heart. Inhale, chest back to center. Exhale, twist to the left side, either hook elbow or right hand to the knee, left hand to your hip. Twisting here or twisting from your prayer. Keep dropping the hips, lifting the heart, twisting open. Deepen your breath. Feel the intensity and invite it in. One more. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Take your vinyasa. We'll meet in downward dog. All right, we're going to keep it moving. If at any point you want to take child's pose, please know that that's an option for you. Otherwise, feet together. Inhale, right leg up. And exhale, big step forward. Back foot 45. Inhale, rise. Warrior one. Come all the way up. And settle in. Now, this time, we're going to straighten the front leg, lift the spine. Folding forward, exhale. Pyramid pose. Hands to blocks or to the ground. This time, we're going to take it into a revolved triangle. So take a block. Let's take it up onto its highest point. This time, bring it to the pinky toe side of that front foot. Left hand is going to reach across to the block. Press into the block, lengthen the spine, and then right hand to your waist. Lengthen on your inhale, pull the right hip back. And then exhale, rotate your ribs and chest open to the right side. If your shoulders stack one above the other, maybe reach the right arm up. Keep pressing into the bottom hand, pressing out of the shoulder, not collapsing. Few more breaths. Both legs are straight, strong, and active. Now on your exhale, take your right hand down, hands frame the foot, open your back foot 90 degrees. You can set the block out of your way, bend into your front knee, and inhale. Let's come up into warrior two. Level out the hips, arms reach forward and back, gazing beyond your front middle finger, opening up that front thigh. Adjust the front foot in if you need to create more hip opening. 2 more breaths here. Sink into the depth that your body allows. Now flip your front palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Reach the front hand up. Back hand can rest at the back leg. Take a few more breaths here. Now stay as you are. Straighten out your front leg. If your top arm is reaching back, I want you to reach it directly towards the ceiling. Take your front toes, pivot them to the side of the mat, feet are parallel, and then take your top hand and chop it all the way down to the ground below your face, maybe to the floor or to a block. Open up the ribs and chest, left hand to your hip or extending all the way up. You can even flip the palm back and drop the arm into your lower back. Take a breath or two. If you did adjust that top arm, slowly release it back down. Walk your hands around to the front of the mat as you pivot your feet towards the front of the mat. We're going to come from here into a modified warrior three. Hands walk forward as the back leg lifts up parallel with the ground. Hands can come up onto blocks, especially if you're having trouble straightening your front leg. But it can be nice just to get more space away from the ground. Come up onto the fingertips, spine long, active through your legs, active through your core. See if you can bring one hand to heart. And if able, bring both hands to your heart. Square your hips, squeeze through the inner thighs. A few more breaths. Keep the integrity of your breath and the posture. Slowly lower your hands. Big step back with your left foot. Step back and take your vinyasa. From your downward dog, inhale, left leg up. Big step forward on the exhale. Back foot 45. Inhale, rise. Warrior one. Coming all the way up, settling in. Feel the foundation here first. Now, once you feel rooted in your foundation, let's straighten out the front leg. And exhale, hinge forward, pyramid pose. Hands either down to blocks or to the floor to either side of that straightened front leg. Long spine, inhale. Folding over, just a breath or so. And as you lengthen the spine, we're going to take a block, bring it to the pinky toe side of that front foot. With a lengthened spine, right hand crosses over to the block, left hand to your waist. Pull the left hip back as you lengthen the spine, and then exhale, open up into your revolved triangle position. Both legs are straight. If your shoulders are stacked, maybe reach the left arm up. Keep pressing into the bottom hand. Deepened breath here, about 3 or 4 more. Take the top hand down. From here, open up the back foot 90, bend into the front knee, set any props out of your way. Inhale up, warrior two. Take a few moments, settle into this position. Feel your alignment, feel the strength, feel your power. Flip your front palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior, reaching up and back. Back hand can rest at the back leg. Sink in a few breaths here. Now let's straighten out the front leg. If your top hand is reaching back, reach it straight up towards the ceiling. Pivot your front toes to face the side of the mat, feet parallel. Exhale, left hand comes all the way down as you hinge at your hips, right below your face. Block or to the ground. Right hand to your right hip. Lengthen the spine, breath in. And then exhale, twist open to the right side. Maybe right arm reaches up. Maybe flip the palm back and drop it to the lower back. Just a couple breaths in this position. If the hand is to the back, reach it up. Take the hand back down. Walk the hands around to the front. Pivot your feet around towards the front. Walk the hands forward as you lift the back leg up parallel with the ground. Option to take your hands up onto blocks to create more space, to straighten out the front leg. Press into the foot. Reach through the lifted leg, pressing out through the foot. Spine long, core engaged. See if you can come up onto the fingertips. Maybe one hand to heart center. Maybe both. Breath here. Squeeze your inner thighs. Take 2 more breaths. Hands come down. Big step back. Take your vinyasa. And then take a quick child's pose. You can set blocks or props out of your way. Now, typically, I would like to go through more flows in this class, but because it's only a 60-minute practice, we're going to minimize the last flow and condense it into just one posture, a nice standing balancing posture. So when you're ready, let's make our way back into downward facing dog. Inhale up onto the toes. Exhale, release the breath. And then step or hop to the front of the mat. Halfway lift, breath in. And exhale, forward fold. Strong core. Inhale, come all the way up. Reaching up. And join the hands together at heart center. So we're going to do a revolved hand to big toe pose. Now for this one, you can grab a strap and use a strap as added extension of your arms. So I'll show you what I mean. So we're going to grab the outer foot and extend the leg out. If you're unable to straighten the leg, or if you can straighten but it curls your back, use a strap instead, okay? I'm going to cue it with the strap, but if also it doesn't feel good to have the leg extended, you can take the same thing with the knee bent and just hold the opposite knee and work from there, okay? The choice is entirely yours. I will cue it with the strap, but I'll give you options on how to do it without. If you're going to use the strap, take the strap around your left foot. Hold on to it with your left hand. And then bend your left knee, lifting it up. Walk your hands down the inside of the leg. And then hold on to the strap with both hands. Now I'm going to give you options here. You can either hold on with your right hand, holding on to the strap, or if you want to ditch the strap and just hold on to the knee, that's perfectly fine. Or if you want to come to the full variation, right hand grabs over the top of the foot for the pinky side of the foot. Left hand to your hip. Whatever variation that you are taking, extend out through your left leg. Keep your spine up nice and tall. If you lose your balance at any point, no biggie. Stay here or start to open up your ribs and chest to the left side. Maybe extend your left arm out from the left shoulder. And just breathe. If you want an extra challenge, you can look back over that back hand. Gazing forward, bend the knee, release the foot or strap, and shake it out. Whew. Some days you feel grounded, and some days you are just wavering and wobbling, and all of it's okay. Okay, we're going to do the other side. Strap around the right foot if that's what you're doing. Hold on with your right hand and help to pull the right knee up, walking the hands down the strap. Either left hand to the knee, left hand to the strap, or left hand grabs over the top of the foot around the pinky toe side. Slowly take right hand to your waist, extend out through your right leg, spine up tall. And then from here, keep a lengthened spine, open up your ribs and chest to the right. Allow yourself to wobble, it's okay. If you need to come in and out, that's okay. Maybe the right arm extends out from the shoulder. Maybe look back towards the back hand. Otherwise, just hold here and breathe. Couple more. Come back around to center, bend the knee, release the foot or strap, and shake it out. So you can see now why it's called power. You're building a lot of strength, heat, and intensity by holding the postures for longer periods of time. So as you step to the front of the mat, just shake everything out. Inhale, arms reach up tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Take your final vinyasa. Step back and flow. And let's drop into a child's pose. Sink the hips to the heels. Relax the spine. Relax the head. Relax the arms and shoulders. Feel free to open up the mouth and let go of some of that trapped heat until you're able to come into slow, regulated breaths. Take a few more here. And when you're ready, let's come forward, sweep the legs around, come into a seat. We're going to grab a block and come down onto the back. Now, from here, we're going to kind of slow the energy back down, grounding it towards final rest. So walk the feet in, lift the hips off the ground, and take your block to one of the lower two settings right underneath your sacrum, right behind the back of the pelvis. And as you rest onto it, just allow yourself to relax, release. Allow the lower back to just melt down from the hips and just feel the spaciousness across the front of the hips, relaxing the entirety of your body, slowing the breath down. Let the eyes drape back into the sockets, melting into the jaw. And just give yourself a few more slow breaths. Just kind of melt and unwind. Now, if you need to hold on to your block or reposition it, you can. Make sure it's nice and stable. We're going to lift the feet off the ground and then extend the legs up towards the ceiling into a supported candlestick position. And then now just feel the softness, letting all that energy trickle down from your feet down to your hips, down your spine and into the floor. Any of that pressure or tension just slowly seeps out of the body. Take about 3 or so more deepened breaths. And then we're going to bend the knees towards the chest. Hands pull the right knee in and keep it drawn in as you stretch the left leg long in front of you. Reach out through your left toes and then feel your foot heavy towards the ground. It may touch the ground. It may hover. Either way is just fine. The more you pull your right knee in towards your chest or towards the armpit, the more you're going to take weight out of that extended leg. And just feel the stretching across the front of your left hip, down into your quads. Try to release as much tension and effort as possible and use only what is necessary here. And we're going to hold here about 5 or 6 slow breaths. Take one more here. And then gently release. Let both feet touch the ground. Walk the feet in. Pause for a moment. And then as you lift both feet off the ground, this time, pull your left knee in. And as you draw it in, extend out through your right leg, reach through the toes, active, and then feel the heel heavy towards the ground. And then pull the left knee closer and closer until you feel your tipping point, your edge, where you get just the right amount of sensation while still maintaining a smoothness in your breath. Soften what you can, relax unnecessary effort, and just focus on your breath. We're going to take about 5 or 6 more here, but really slow. Don't worry about counting them out. I will do that for you. Just focus on letting go. One more breath. Now releasing both feet down to the ground. Walk the feet in. And once again, just pause here and let yourself re-neutralize. And when you're ready, let's lift the hips up off the block. Remove it out from underneath you, out of your way. And let the hips roll back down to the ground. Sway your knees from side to side. Now, as the legs come to center, knees bent, cross your right ankle over your left thigh. You can either stay here, pressing the right thigh away, or lift your left foot off the ground. And we're going to come into more of a reclined figure 4 position. Hands can grab the back of the left thigh or around the front of the left shin. Keep the hips down as you draw in. And we're just going to be here a few breaths. We've done a lot of outer hip opening today. And so now we're just kind of releasing that last little bit of tension and activation out of the hips. And then if the foot is lifted, go ahead and release the foot back down. Right knee draws to the chest, hug it in as you stretch the left leg long on the ground. Inhale, hold on to the knee with your left hand, right arm to the side. And exhale, twist. Pull the knee over to the left and down while keeping your right shoulder blade nice and rooted into the floor. Your head can roll over to the right shoulder if that feels good on the neck to complete the rotation in the spine. Otherwise, neutral is okay as well. Just a few breaths. Think about wringing your body out like a washcloth. You're just releasing any of that residual tension, stress, discomfort, melting it out of the body, melting it out of the mind. And then as the head comes back to center, lift the knee back up to center. And we're going to switch sides. So set both feet to the ground, knees bent. We're going to go through that same little sequence here. Left ankle crosses over the right thigh. Either just press the left thigh forward, stay here, or lift your right foot off the ground and weave your hands through for the right leg, either the thigh or around the front of the shin. Once again, the hips stay down, shoulders stay relaxed. And as you pull the legs in, take it to your level of depth that feels most resonant for you. Take just a few breaths. One more breath here. And keep the legs crossed as you set the right foot back down to the ground if it's lifted. Then draw the left knee to the chest, stretch your right leg long on the ground. Inhale, hold the knee with your right hand, left arm falls to the side, and exhale, pull the knee over to the right and down while keeping left shoulder blade grounded. Maybe the head rolls over to the left. Slow everything down here. Few nice ringing breaths. As the head comes back to center, lift the knee back up. Lift both knees back up. Squeeze your head towards your knees. Nice tight little curl. And then find your way into your Shavasana. Taking the legs the width of the mat or wider. Arms the width of the mat or wider. Slight tuck of the shoulders, helping to open up across the front of the chest. And we're going to take 2 cleansing exhales together to fully release into this shape. So start at the bottom of the breath. Through the nose, breathe into the belly, into the ribs, into the chest and shoulders, holding at the very top of the breath. And then open up the mouth and let it go. Last one, slow inhale, fill up through the belly, lower back, fill up into your ribs, the mid back, your chest, your shoulders, the upper back. Breathe into your limbs, your sides. Hold here at the very top. Sip in a little more air. And then just open up your mouth and let everything go. Let everything soften, everything relax. And for the next 3 to 4 minutes, you don't have to do anything at all. No following instruction, no to-dos. Just let go of your thoughts, let go of those attachments and distractions, and just tune in to that stillness that calm below the surface. Drop into your depth and just be. Begin to slowly deepen your breath, letting that air circulate through your body. Bring some movements back into the tips of your limbs, the fingers, the toes, working up the limbs through the wrists, the ankles, the elbows, and the knees. Maybe rocking the head a little bit, loosening up through the neck. And then a full body stretch. Arms over your head, reach down through your legs and your feet, stretching in opposition. And then pull the knees to your chest. Sway yourself side to side. Roll to whichever side is calling you. Pause here for a moment and just express a little gratitude for your body. When you're ready, use your top hand to press the floor away. Gently guide yourself up into any comfortable seat. From that seated position, spine up nice and tall, eyes closed, hands joined together at your heart. And just come back to place of intention. Being grateful for our practice and wherever we are within it. Knowing it is our journey and ours alone to enjoy and to really be grateful for wherever we are and all that our bodies are capable of. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you. Open up your eyes when you're ready. So we covered a lot, not a whole lot of flows, but we still built a lot of power and strength. If you were to take a longer power class, you might expect more flows, but still holding those postures just as long and building that intensity level. I hope you enjoyed it. I would love to hear your feedback. And as always, looking forward to practicing with you next time. Thank you.